I've always enjoyed taking late-night walks. There's a certain calmness that surrounds everything, making life feel simpler. I've been a welder for more than 40 years, and my existence is rather solitary, living on a vast farm with only my dog, Bosley, for company. The house seems too large for just one person, yet I've never mustered the courage to downsize since my wife, Maria, passed away. My children left home years ago, and after cancer took Maria from me, it's just been the two of us. Me and Bosley. One evening, after a long day at work, I decided to go for a walk. My property is extensive, and typically a single loop around it is enough to soothe my restlessness. The cool night breeze was invigorating, and Bosley trotted contentedly beside me. Sometimes I think he may love me more than I love him. I've walked that path countless times, but as I neared the house, something caught my eye. I glanced up at the second-floor window, the one that overlooks the bedroom Maria and I used to share. For a fleeting moment, I thought I saw something move. I halted, staring intently at that window. There was no reason for anyone to be inside. I hadn't set foot in that room in years, too heartbroken to do so. The idea of a stranger intruding into my home sent a chill through me. I rushed inside, my heart pounding, and hurried up the stairs. The room was empty, just as I had left it. Everything was undisturbed. I searched every corner, but found nothing unusual. While I was undoubtedly shaken, I felt more angry than scared. I reassured myself that I had probably imagined it. I lingered there for a moment, feeling foolish, but I couldn't shake the sensation that something had been there. The next night, I woke up to Bosley growling softly. He's a loyal dog, only barking when there's a genuine reason for concern. I sat up in bed, straining to listen. That's when I heard creaking sounds coming from upstairs. It could have just been the old house settling, but my mind leapt to the sound of footsteps right above me. I think you can guess which room is directly above mine. I considered grabbing my hunting rifle from downstairs, but thought it might be an overreaction. If it came down to it, I felt confident I could handle whatever was up there without a weapon. I picked up my flashlight and went to investigate. Again, the room was just as I had left it, untouched. By this point, my anger was transforming into anxiety. Something felt terribly wrong in the house. The following night, I came downstairs to find the kitchen lights on. I distinctly remembered turning them off before bed. I never leave lights on. At this point, there was no denying it. Someone was in my house. Panic surged through me, and I called the police, informing them that I thought someone might be sneaking around. They arrived quickly, searching the house from top to bottom, but found nothing. They were polite about it, suggesting I call them again if needed, but I could tell they didn't believe me. That night turned out to be the worst of all. Unable to sleep, I went upstairs to check the bedroom again. I don't know why. Perhaps I thought it would calm my nerves. But when I opened the door, I froze. Clothes were scattered across the floor, Maria's clothes. I had packed them away after her death, but now they were everywhere. Such a thing doesn't happen randomly. Then I saw her. A woman stood in the doorway, staring at me. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I knew she wasn't Maria. She was too short. I didn't know who she was, but she didn't belong there. I had never felt such fear in my life. Without thinking, I lunged at her. She turned and bolted down the stairs, darting out the front door. By the time I got outside, she had vanished. I searched the property with Bosley, but there was no sign of her. That night, I couldn't sleep a wink. For months after that, I was on edge, unable to find rest. I was convinced I heard footsteps upstairs every night. Every little sound sent me into a panic. I kept my rifle close by, terrified I would need to use it. I thought about calling my brother to come stay with me, but I was raised to handle my own problems, so I didn't reach out for help. The nightmare continued. One night, while sitting in the living room, I noticed a figure in the yard, watching me through the window. It was her again. My heart felt like it stopped. Grabbing my hunting rifle, I dashed outside, Bosley at my heels. She was still there, a silhouette illuminated by the moonlight, staring at me. I fired a few warning shots into the air, hoping to scare her off. That was enough to make her turn and run into the darkness. But that didn't ease my fear. I was being tormented by some random woman, probably homeless, I thought. I couldn't understand why this was happening to me. I stood there for what felt like hours, waiting to see if she would return, but she never did. I haven't seen her since, but I know it's only a matter of time. I'm ready to defend myself, but living with this constant anxiety feels unsustainable. Thank God for Bosley. I don't know what I would do without him. I'll send an update if anything changes.